Today we're at Lyman Lake State Park, and that's in eastern Arizona. It's not an especially visited or highly traveled area, which is good for times like these, I think, pandemic times, right? Not a whole lot of people around, plenty of space out here. And today we'll do some hiking. We'll see some petroglyphs. That's one thing that this park is known for. And we'll also get a view from up above, and you can see the lake and the campground and just generally how things look. So let's get this party started. The rock art at Lyman Lake is pretty early, and so it's pretty basic as well. You're not going to find much real fancy art on these rocks here, but what does exist are things such as, hopefully you can see this, almost looks like a dinosaur on the top one, and then we have a couple of elk, I would say, and over here it's a little harder to see. Some hands, some snakes. You see a lot of these kind of guys where they have these you know, very rudimentary limbs, and sometimes you'll see, a little wiener on them, right? Here's some more rock art. I have to be careful, of course, not to really touch this when I'm pointing, but very typical. You've got the snakes, and this snake seems to have an exploding head, for example. We have another snake that appears to have some kind of squid head. Some intertwined snakes. Some snakes that are running exactly parallel to each other. What's down here? Upside down guy. This one to me looks like a jellyfish. I don't know where they would have seen one of those. This character here, you can see, appears to have diarrhea perhaps. If you're really into petroglyphs, there is another place not too far from Lyman Lake. It's in the same part of Arizona. It's outside of Holbrook, and there they have a lot more rock art, and they also have more sophisticated art there. And what's also unique about that place is you can't just go there. You have to actually call the city of Holbrook, and they have this guy that works for the city, and he'll go and meet you and give you this personal tour of this place, which is kind of cool. I hope he's still there. When I was there about a year ago, I think he was maybe thinking about retiring at some point, and I don't know who else is going to give these rock art tours. But anyway, he'll meet you there and he'll show you all this amazing rock art. I learned a lot of things from this person. I learned that a lot of it depends on the shadows and the time of day, as far as is it more or less impressive in terms of just looking at it or taking pictures of it. I learned that the older stuff tends to be more rudimentary. The newer stuff tends to be, kind of more sophisticated looking. I also learned that, over time they would use kind of the same rock face over many hundreds of years, so you'll have lots of different time periods, and at times maybe they even incorporated an earlier piece of rock art into a newer piece of rock art, so they might have taken something really old and made like maybe a bigger character out of it and kind of incorporated the earlier stuff. Lots of interesting things to learn on this tour near Holbrook. And one of the cool things they have there is they have this character in a piece of rock art. I don't remember the name, but he does have a name, and he is very well defined. He's kind of looking up, well, he's looking up into the sky, and he's either pointing or possibly he's shielding his eyes. And then nearby this character, there's something that appears to be like a little explosion in the ground or something, meaning like right next to this person there's another little piece of art, right, that almost looks like something hitting the ground. So the theory being that this guy was out, just minding his own business, and probably, saw some kind of meteorite coming through the atmosphere of Earth, and perhaps witnessed some kind of impact in the distance, right? Some kind of explosion in the distance, and perhaps this was recorded on a rock. So I guess that's the theory. We just don't know, because again, we don't know a whole lot about the purpose of this. And next we're going to get a little bit higher up here, and I'm going to try to show you an overall view of Lyman Lake State Park. I don't think he knows I'm here just yet. Hello? Are you a rattlesnake or what are you? You're not curling up. And you don't seem to have a rattle. But you look like a rattlesnake. So if anybody knows what this is, feel free to comment below. It looks like he's heading for some kind of cover. Maybe he has a little crevice down there that he likes to hang out in. I mean, doesn't seem to be very scared of me, that's for sure. But another example of what you might see if you come and visit Lyman Lake. Oh shit! He's coming back around. He's coming out of there. I thought he was going into a hole. Are you coming out to see us? Why aren't you at all afraid of me? You're like a foot, you're 6 inches from me. This is crazy.